It always seems impossible until it's done. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart. There is no passion to be found playing small, in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. After climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. Never, never, and never again shall it be that this beautiful land will again experience the oppression of one by another. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. There can be no keener revelation of a society's soul than the way in which it treats its children. For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. Money won't create success, the freedom to make it will. A good head and a good heart are always a formidable combination. To deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. As long as poverty, injustice, and gross inequality persist in our world, none of us can truly rest. If you want to make peace with your enemy, you have to work with your enemy. Then he becomes your partner. Courageous people do not fear forgiving, for the sake of peace. If there is a country that has committed unspeakable atrocities in the world, it is the United States of America. There is no such thing as part freedom. In my country, we go to prison first and then become president. There is nothing like returning to a place that remains unchanged to find the ways in which you yourself have altered. Let there be work, bread, water, and salt for all. We pledge ourselves to liberate all our people from the continuing bondage of poverty, deprivation, suffering, gender, and other discrimination. I stand here before you not as a prophet, but as a humble servant of you, the people. No country can really develop unless its citizens are educated. There are many people who feel that it is useless and futile to continue talking about peace and non-violence against a government whose only reply is savage attacks on an unarmed and defenseless people. When the water starts boiling, it is foolish to turn off the heat. I dream of an Africa which is in peace with itself. Any man or institution that tries to rob me of my dignity will lose. There is nothing I fear more than waking up without a program that will help me bring a little happiness to those with no resources, those who are poor, illiterate, and ridden with terminal disease. Only free men can negotiate. A prisoner cannot enter into contracts. It is wise to persuade people to do things and make them think it was their own idea. If there are dreams about a beautiful South Africa, there are also roads that lead to their goal. Two of these roads could be named goodness and forgiveness. By ancestry, I was born to rule. Let freedom reign. The sun never set on so glorious a human achievement. I detest racialism, because I regard it as a barbaric thing, whether it comes from a black man or a white man. Even if you have a terminal disease, you don't have to sit down and mope. Enjoy life and challenge the illness that you have. Does anybody really think that they didn't get what they had because they didn't have the talent or the strength or the endurance or the commitment? There are times when a leader must move out ahead of the flock, go off in a new direction, confident that he is leading his people the right way. I should tie myself to no particular system of society other than of socialism.